We need to send a message to the folks who need help and to the folks who are providing the help that we are with you in this fight.
Tonight, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek building on her goal to address the homeless crisis by signing a bill establishing a statewide shelter program.
The bill invests more than $200 million to maintain shelter services established in 2023. Katu's Vasily Varlamos reports.
In 2023, the governor declared a state of emergency to address homelessness. The signing of this bill gives more money to establish this state shelter program started by that state of emergency. Just 3 years ago, Oregon had one of the worst unsheltered homeless rates in the United States. Governor Kotek declared a state of emergency to address the crisis on her first day in office, and through one-time funding, legislators established a program to provide homeless shelters statewide.
My emergency order set clear, deliverable goals. It's not enough to say we want to do something. We need to know where we're going.
Since then, the governor says they're on track to deliver 4,800 shelter beds. The bill the governor signed on Thursday maintains funding for these shelters over the next 2 years. To receive state funding, shelters must offer 24/7 year-round services. 70% of these funds will go towards shelters with minimal requirements for access. The rest of the money will go towards shelters focused on long-term recovery.
Low barrier shelters. A lot of shelters around the state were higher barrier models that had sobriety requirements. You couldn't bring your pet, couldn't bring your partner. They were just unsuited in some ways, despite the good work they were doing, unsuited in some ways to tackle the scale and the scope of the problem that was in front of us.
The state will be divided into regions with a minimum of 1 county required in each region. The regions will be led by a regional coordinator who will assess local needs and distribute funding. The total funding is not the total amount the governor originally asked for. Before the session, she asked for just under $218 million for the program. The governor blaming the smaller investment on the state's budget situation, but says shelters should have enough to work with.
Because we didn't get the dollars we needed for prevention and all the dollars we needed for rehousing, that we're going to, certainly more resources are always helpful, but with that $204 million, people know what they're doing. They know how to do it effectively. We're going to keep all the shelters open, and people are going to work hard to make it happen.
Program rules will be adopted January 1st, 2026, and those regional coordinators will be selected by May 1st, 2026. In Tigard, Vasily Varlamos, K2 News.
Just within the last half hour, we received a statement from Republican House Minority Leader Christine Drazen. She says the legislation assumes Oregon's homeless crisis will remain rampant and sets the bar too low, saying in part this program also only provides 30% of beds to people who are sober or in recovery, requiring them to go to shelters where 70% of beds are occupied by those actively using or experiencing the unpredictable mental health challenges of addiction. Drazen says the state should provide more access to shelter that encourages sobriety, removes barriers to treatment, and provides a pathway for long-term recovery.